Never suffer ever. No, sit down. I know he was doing it. Excuse myself. I fell asleep when you used to do this. Read this out of it. Thanks.
I'll stick my finger in your butthole. That's inside of you.
I woke up, I was like this. I just more time I got
Yeah. You're so... Where's that money at?
I don't know.
Right here.
Man, that sounds so cool. I kind of don't like it. Now my helmet's on. You can't tell me I'm not in space with the digital.
What's that one?
Got rocket on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. This is pretty fucking badass.
What is?
Anti-studio.
Where's your note?
Right here. Yeah.
It's right there. You have it.
No, it's right here. It's in my pants here right now. Yeah, I think so. Sorry.
What? I know what the remote looks like. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep.
You can't pull. You can't tell me it's in your pants.
Yep. I have a big website. There are application you have to. There's no way around it. But
6 months ago, I set out to try something that's never been done before. In collaboration with all the subscribers of this channel, voting over a course of several weeks on design choices and details, we created the ultimate island experience, the Floating Mountains Paludarium, inspired by the movie Avatar.
I just
These galaxies are really
you there, right?
5 times more massive than the Milky Way is today.
Oh.
The Milky Way is big too.
You put these little fucking tracker things in my head, I couldn't get them off. They're like big old buttons, like big ass blue buttons.
5 times more massive than the Milky
What are
Way
you
is
talking
today.
about?
You know, you big, you put on my head, they're like 3 buttons, I couldn't get them off my head. They're tracker buttons.
Nobody's tracking you.
Stop putting tracker buttons on my head, dude.
Hey, can you please
Yeah.
sit right?
I'm going now.
Why does it take so long?
Because I'm fucking through these tracker bugs in my head, Jane. I'm falling through my fucking head, Jane. Doesn't build do jitsu. So it takes longer.
So, if that's the case, is that a major rewrite?
Yes,
You think so?
yes. We'll say I could work it wrong.
Astronomers have just faced a serious problem in the field of astronomy. An early galaxy recently discovered by the James Webb Telescope has caused a great debate among astronomers at the moment. The Lambda CDM model, also called the Standard Model of Cosmology, has
Am I
long
getting-
been our go-to
Cigarettes.
explanation for
That's it?
understanding how
That's
the
it.
early universe formed and
Oh,
changed
shit.
over time.
Fuck yeah, easy.
However, it's recently hit a snag. It can't quite account for the discovery of an ancient galaxy that seems way bigger and more developed than galaxies we see today. Scientists are saying that Webb has found a strange galaxy which was formed about 13 billion years ago. You might wonder what the big surprise is, since galaxies may have existed only 200 to 250 million years after the Big Bang. Well, you are right that it is not a big surprising if we found galaxies only a few billion years after the Big Bang. But this new galaxy discovered by the Webb telescope is not what our theories had predicted. And scientists claim that if we found more such galaxies in the early universe, it could pose a serious problem to our understanding of the universe. Carl Glazebrook, a distinguished professor at Swinburne University of Technology, who used the Webb telescope for spectroscopic observations of this massive, strange galaxy, recently said that Webb has been finding increasing evidence for massive galaxies forming early in time. This result sets a new record for this phenomenon. Although it is very striking, it is only one object, but we hope to find more, and if we do, this will really upset our ideas of galaxy formation. Well, some scientists are also claiming that the existence of this galaxy is showing us a universe that has no beginning, and that it repeats itself not only across space, but also backwards in time. So let's delve deeper into this amazing discovery and understand why the existence of such galaxies is a big problem for astronomy. Our standard cosmological model, which is based entirely on observations and our physics theories, predicts that there should be a sequence in the evolution of early galaxies. According to this model, as we look deeper into the early universe, the abundance of galaxies should decrease, and there should be less organized and smaller young galaxies. Previously, data from the Hubble Space Telescope for galaxies with redshifts up to 8 matched that expectation. But wait, the James Webb Telescope has recently made some controversial discoveries, sparking debate among astronomers. As we know, our models predicted that the deeper we looked into the early universe, the younger and smaller galaxies we would see. But when the Webb telescope recently peered deeper into the early universe, it found a galaxy that posed a big problem for all our standard models. Look at this red galaxy and compare its size to nearby galaxies. Doesn't this look strange? A paper published today in Nature details findings using new data from the James Webb Space Telescope. According to this paper, this red object is actually an extremely massive quiescent galaxy, which was formed as early as 1 to 2 billion years after the Big Bang, which challenges previous theoretical models. A quiescent galaxy is one that has low levels of star formation activity. In simpler terms, it's like a quiet or dormant galaxy where not many new stars are being born. These galaxies have already formed most of their stars long ago and are not actively creating new ones. As a result, they tend to have older stars and appear less bright and active compared to galaxies with high levels of star formation. Quiescent galaxies are often found in regions of the universe where star formation has slowed down or stopped altogether. This image of the James Webb Telescope shows the red quiescent galaxy named WS 7329. But just by looking at pictures, it's hard to tell it apart from other stuff in space. Spectral analysis of its light with James Webb Space Telescope revealed its anomalous nature. Scientists found that it formed around 13 billion years ago, way back when the universe was just getting started. What's even more surprising is that it contains nearly 4x more mass and stars than our Milky Way does today, defying conventional notions of galactic evolution. Earlier, Hubble telescope observations were showing an order in the formation of galaxies. But suddenly, after the discovery of this red massive galaxy by the James Webb Telescope, it looks disordered. Scientists are now saying that if we find more such massive galaxies in the early universe, our basic understanding of the universe will be shattered. Because if we found more such galaxies, then the early universe would not look very different from today's universe, and this would indicate that our universe had no beginning and always existed. Well, scientists are now proposing several explanations to solve these massive early galaxy problem. Even Nobel laureate Dr. John C. Mather, senior project scientist for the Webb telescope, was stunned by this recent discovery.
So we were surprised, a lot of astronomers are very surprised that the galaxies seem to have grown hotter and faster and bigger than we ever imagined they would, and we don't know why. So that's the big observational surprise. You say, well, how come were we wrong? Well, I can't tell you yet, but we know from pictures that we made with the Hubble Space Telescope, we extrapolate to what we think would happen farther back in time than Hubble could see. And something's wrong about that. We don't know. So one possibility is that galaxies are dusty. Dust grains absorb starlight and turn it into infrared. So the Webb telescope can pick up the infrared that we might never have noticed before. So that's a possible explanation for the puzzle that we've been looking at. But at any rate, right now, we just have a puzzle which is not understood.
Astronomers are saying that they have been chasing this particular galaxy for 7 years and spent hours observing it with the 2 largest telescopes on Earth to figure out how old it was. But it was too red and too faint, and we couldn't measure it. In the end, we had to go off Earth and use the James Webb telescope to confirm its nature. And what Webb discovered about the nature of this galaxy has shattered our fundamental understanding of the universe and its beginning. Well, Webb has observed many massive early galaxies before, but this red quiescent galaxy is a big surprise. If we find more such galaxies just a few million years after the Big Bang, we will have to reconsider the age of the universe and how it began. Right now, these discoveries are indicating that the universe could be much older than previously thought, or may have had no beginning, that it has simply always existed. However, further research is required to determine whether this idea of an eternal universe aligns with our current scientific theories and effectively explains the complex events surrounding the Big Bang. That's all for today. Hope you guys like this video. If you guys have finished this video, don't forget to comment what you think about these discoveries. Thank you.
They just love each other, and they love the Lord. So that's the miracle I see.
Strange burial rituals. What we're talking about is some kind of other dimensional travel for the soul to undertake. Elaborate chambers filled with mysterious objects.
The fact that these boats existed inside tombs leads me to think that they tried to reach some type of extraterrestrial realms.
And bizarre burial mounds found across the globe.
When you start looking at structures inside with celestial alignments, you start to wonder, was there contact between some of these areas?
Were the tombs of our ancient ancestors actually gateways to the afterlife? Or were they really meant to connect modern man with our alien ancestors? You have to ask yourself if they are perhaps maps to guide the dead back to the star systems where they originally came from. Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might the secrets of the ancient tombs reveal an otherworldly plan for mankind? The Valley of the Kings, Egypt. The Taj Mahal, Agra, India. And King Pakal's tomb, Palenque, Mexico. Spectacular burial sites that date back thousands of years are found across the world. According to mainstream researchers, these locations are the final resting places for ancient leaders. But might they also serve a more profound, perhaps extraterrestrial purpose?
Why do we have the most massive of constructions in the far and distant past? Well, and according to the ancient texts and the ancient traditions, this knowledge was given to our ancestors by the gods.
If the sole function of tombs was to house the dead, then why are virtually all of these connected to notions of spiritual energy, images of astronomy, and a strong belief in the existence of other, arguably more spiritual worlds?
All cultures share this notion of somehow opening a doorway, opening a stargate, opening a gateway to another dimension so the soul can return. We know that it is meant because the soul is going to go on a voyage to the afterlife.
In the ancient world, there was a view that this life that we have, this physical life, is our opportunity to prepare ourselves for a vast destiny that lies beyond this life.
Ancient tombs really have served another, more extraterrestrial purpose. Perhaps as portals to reunite the deceased with celestial beings. Many ancient astronaut theorists believe the answers can be found by taking a closer look at the mysterious texts of ancient Egypt. Saqqara. Situated on the west bank of the Nile River, 20 miles south of Cairo, this archaeological site is one of the oldest and largest burial grounds in all of Egypt.
Egyptology is called these monuments tombs, but to the Egyptians they were not tombs. They were gateways to the afterworld. It is through these structures that the king would begin a journey into the underworld in order to face obstacles, dangers, and threats. And if he will overcome these threats, he will be given passage into the afterlife kingdom of Osiris.
Overlooking the immense necropolis lies the pyramid of King Teti.
Hi everyone, my name is Jerry Wise. Hi everyone, my name is Jerry Wise, and I want to talk about odd ways narcissistic families punish the scapegoat. There are a lot of people who are not even aware that they're a scapegoat in the family. Maybe some of these traits will help you to understand that more. Roles like scapegoat, mascot, lost child, golden child, those type of roles are manufactured roles, and they're manufactured deep within the family emotional system, and often are unconscious. People wouldn't even, well, I'm not scapegoating them. They don't even realize they're even doing it, because it's so deep within the family system, deep within the DNA of their emotional system, and in fact, for many generations. So let me talk about some of those traits. Number one, gaslighting. Manipulating the scapegoat's perception of reality, making them doubt their own feelings, their own memories, their own thoughts, their own rationality, their past discussions, making it to be something which they are wrong and they don't see it correctly. And so, in recovering from that, we want to learn how to nail our foot to the floor. So wherever they dance with us, we're going around in a circle and we stay where we are. And that's an important learning process for a scapegoat, because they will want to dance you all over the room. And we want to either distance ourselves or we want to nail our foot to the floor. Number two, the silent treatment. Let's isolate the scapegoat. If they're causing trouble, if they're a truth teller, if they see too much, if they're bringing up too many secrets, if they're bringing up too much information that we don't want to talk about as a family or address, whether it be dad's alcoholism, mom's narcissism, sister's abuse, then we are going to have to use the silent treatment to isolate you from this reality, because we would like you to shut up. And so we can punish you with shut up by, we're not going to talk to you, and we're going to isolate you. And I think that's a very powerful but very also abusive thing to do, the silent treatment. Number three, triangulation. We bring in a third party to go against the scapegoat. So we start forming coalitions against the scapegoat. And of course, the narcissists or the narcissistic family will find those who are more amenable or more manipulatable about this triangulation, because maybe they don't. And as a pastor, I experienced a lot of that triangulation and being seen as being bad and going, what? I don't know that I did anything. And again, there was gaslighting. Oh yeah, you never said hi to so and so, which I don't even remember never saying hi. You know, if I did, I maybe was distracted or something, but I never intentionally didn't say hi to somebody. But that was the reality. And then that they pull in other people. You know, Jerry's been doing this, and people who don't know the wider picture may be vulnerable to someone coming and pulling them in to be a triangle against me or whoever the scapegoat is in the system. So we'll bring in other people. I call that the cabal. All those who have joined together emotionally against a scapegoat. And I know families, even extended families, who have become a cabal because the family is successful, but mostly all alcoholics. The scapegoat, has it been in recovery, is now head of the company for the family, I mean, the actual business, and now he's shoved out because we don't want you talking about our dad or mom as alcoholic. We don't want you to name us as alcoholics. We don't want you to even come close to that. So we're going to have to punish you and you'll be the scapegoat. Number 4, projection. We're going to do projection if we are the challenged part of the family by the scapegoat, often a truth teller or someone who just doesn't see it the way the dysfunctional family sees it. And then projection is simply, I'm going to blame you for everything I think, I feel, and I do. And I'm going to accuse you of doing that, feeling that, and thinking that. That's projection. In other words, I'm not a narcissist, you're a narcissist. You're the real narcissist as the scapegoat. But I'm not a narcissist. And again, it gets pretty classic sometimes, where it's kind of just obvious what's going on. And we even see that in all parts of our society, where there's a lot of projection going on. And the people who are narcissistic are doing what they are accusing others of doing. Number 5, competitive comparisons. I need to compare you to someone else to demean you, to erode your self-esteem, to have you question yourself. And there's, well, you're not like your brother. You know, I wish you were like your brother, or your sister, or your aunt, or whomever. Or I wish you were like Joe's family and his success going to college. You know, well, he makes lots of money, implying that you don't make enough money. You know, and again, that comparison it's actually competitive comparison abuse is really what it is, because they can say nothing. You know, who cares? I mean, if he makes more money, he makes more money. You know, okay, that's his life. And they edit out everything else. He may use all of his money to buy cocaine. I don't know. So him having a lot of money may not be a good thing. But it corrects your value. It assigns your value. And in a dysfunctional family, in a narcissistic family, you are assigned a value. And I'd almost like to put price tags on everybody in a family and show them how they've assigned the value to everybody in the family. Having done family groups, having done family therapy groups with a number of families together, it's a great exercise to see how everybody's valued and what your price is. Number 6, emotional blackmail. Using guilt and emotional manipulation to control or punish the scapegoat. Many people are now more familiar with emotional blackmail, where, well, if you really love me, you do that. You know, it's like, oh, I need to feel guilty about the choice I just made because, you know, well, I'm sure other kids, comparison, I'm sure other kids do it differently with their parents, comparison plus emotional blackmail. So there's those two together. You know, they can even be used in a combination. Number 7, invalidation. Your opinions, your memories, your beliefs don't matter. Your wants. I remember talking to my mother one time and talking to her several times about a situation, and my mother was not all bad, and as most of us are, not all bad, nor all good. But when you have a narcissist, then you've got some real problems because you are just invisible in that invalidation. And you know, whatever you say just goes right over their head. It just doesn't even, are you talking to me? Because they have deer in the headlight eyes. You can tell they're just not taking it in because you're being invalidated. What you're saying and what you want really doesn't matter. And I'm not hearing it. I'm smiling, but I'm not hearing it.
This incredible story has gone viral in the United States. This chiropractor from upstate New York has become an overnight superstar for inventing something that no one expected. He recently shared a strange trick that anyone who complains of back and neck pain could use. The story began 11 months ago as his practice was slammed with patients complaining of back and neck pain. Their joints and muscles weren't only sore, they were asymmetrical and could only be fixed with dangerous surgery. It turned out they were sleeping with regular cheap pillows that twist your neck into odd positions. Think of it like a long, awkward yoga stretch that your brain doesn't know is happening. After all, the average person spends 1/3 of their life asleep. That's over 200,000 hours of sleeping silently in pain without even knowing it. He searched online for memory foam pillows, but only saw cheap Chinese knockoffs or ultra-expensive and unnecessary ones. So he took matters into his own hands and developed a brilliant alternative. He named it Dorila, a brilliant new smart pillow that uses advanced memory foam technology to straighten and support your spine. That's proven to alleviate pain and even add up to 45 minutes of sleep per night. Dorila is anti-allergenic and comes with a machine washable cover. You can even add their luxury silk pillowcase for a nice cooling effect that wicks away germs and bacteria known to cause acne and pimples. After he saw how well it worked, he started selling the product online. At first, he relied exclusively on word of mouth. What he didn't expect was for it to go viral on social media, with thousands of customers posting their 5-star reviews after using his product. Since launching last year, he sold over 6 million Dorila pillows all over the world. Through this special promotion, you can get an exclusive discount and order it by clicking the link below. To distance themselves from cheap knockoffs, this product is not available on Amazon or in stores. It's available exclusively through this online offer for a limited time. The founder is so confident in his product that you can return it within 90 days for a full refund if it doesn't work as expected. Want my advice? It's 2023, so ditch your regular pillow and join the smart pillow revolution by clicking the link below. This is a limited time opportunity while supplies last and the price is set to increase at any moment. Click the link below to visit the official website and claim your discount today.
Number 8, selective memory. Getting someone to admit to the past and things that have gone on. They may go, oh yeah, well we did go to the lake, but I don't remember you ever being, abused by the neighbor next door, blah, 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 blah. So we have a selective memory about those experiences. And that selective memory is very frustrating because you can't get them on the stand. You can't hold them to account. They will just have selective memory or deny the past. No, that never happened. I don't know where you got that from. because Dad told me, because my sister told me, because that's where I got it from. I mean, they didn't have any axe to grind, but it's still no, they were mistaken. Okay, that's a pretty important thing to be mistaken about. And again, it's a way to punish the scapegoat with selective memory. Number 9, and these are all about the scapegoat and how they cast the scapegoat. They cast the scapegoat as unbelievable. You know what he told me the other day? Isn't that crazy that Jerry said that to me? I mean, that's just so unbelievable. And then tells other people, and then they believe I'm unbelievable. So they'll cast me as unbelievable. They'll cast me as manipulative. Well, he's just trying
to... Thank you.
Oh, well, that sounds better. It's more solid, right? Oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that.
So this is only district court right now.
Did you give Puppy his code?
District court.
I mean, that's district court, university place.
Yeah, so they currently rent out this courtroom. It's very new. I think as early as 2022.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have not been out of Lakewood very long.
Because he didn't pay the outside.
So, Horace or Hawthorne law firm, they're not helping anymore over here.
No, they do not have this contract.
I have somebody coming
They
tomorrow.
still have the Lakewood and
so yeah, to do stuff on the
that's
property.
the other. They still look at yeah, they still have that contract.
Because it's just not.
Okay, so let's go
There's a
back.
lot of stuff that needs to be done, but.
So this is your case number. This is you. City. We'll continue further investigation, negotiation. Come back 12/19, 11/15, same court.
So we can do, it's just further,
Like the
investigation, negotiation, we're not doing any more investigation or anything.
Well, we are and we aren't, but we're threading the tightrope,
Okay.
for lack of a better expression,
What's your
like we
preference?
discussed in detail.
Gotcha.
It's primarily negotiation. I can also produce a bunch of mitigation.
Oh, okay, yes.
Things that
Yes,
lessen
yes, you do.
everything to get us in
That's
a better situation
priority.
like all your
Yeah.
treatment. Lessening factors that will make the city more open to full results.
Gotcha.
Alright,
She's only
maybe
gonna
you
do
can
that,
like
like,
find
she
a
wants to
home
keep
for the rest of.
as much
all
housing
the
as salt forest, so
tips
it's maybe
and
still the
games
same
that
thing,
are
right?
We'll
all,
maybe able to get it
those
diverted,
parties.
so it just gets dismissed.
And
And I don't want anything getting added on top of it, that's
Oh, yeah, the only thing,
right? So all you're doing is allowing the court to have more time for your case to proceed, okay? You're not giving up any other right to actually have a trial or anything, you're just
yeah,
allowing it to
And then
take
you have
longer.
I get my speedy trial, or my speedy waiver.
Okay? And then the conditions as set on October 6, 22 all remain in place, okay? So you gotta keep following those.
if you can.
Okay, if I sign on your behalf,
Yeah, okay, so I'll get copies of it.
you will. I can ask for that.
Okay, bye-bye.
Show them around. So is this a court that has streaming?
Not currently, no. They do have streaming in the past. They currently do not live stream anything. and that's because the courtroom is open.
I don't know what that means.
So the Constitution requires that courtrooms be open in public. There's a very clear case on that. And so during the pandemic, because they were closed and people couldn't commingle, etc., they did a lot of virtual streaming so that there could be public viewing and the court could be quote-unquote open. But it's actually kind of a pain for the clerks to do both.
I can imagine.
So, because people are allowed in the building, then they went back to all times. That makes sense?
Okay.
So yeah, no, you're not being straightened to that.
Oh, no, I was excited about that.
Well, sorry then. Let's keep it. We're almost ready, right? We'll be out of here soon.
Thank you for your time, ladies.
We'll both be out of here by 2:05.
The clerk called me and then they did have the audio, the transcripts from the last interview.
So they don't transcribe that for you for free. You would have to go get it transcribed by yourself.
And what if you have a place to transcribe it?
People who do that, they're usually connected to the court. You can Google transcription services, etc.
That's what should be accredited with the court.
They generally charge you per page. In my previous experience. Okay.
There's all stuff behind me.
Keep focusing on that. Keep clearing the links and
Yeah.
PCA. And that's going to give you a lot of juice to make this go in the right way, okay?
Okay.
Alright. Okay, I sent you now.
Thank you, ladies.
Just hang out. We'll get a judge back very soon. Judge is going to make sure you understand you're resetting your time for trial, that otherwise all your rules are the same. And when you're coming back, they'll print your copy, and then we'll just keep working.
Gotcha. Thanks, sir.
Same thing. Just to make sure you understand the speedy trial right if you're doing a trial. Print you a copy, and then get some other finances, etc. And then all right?
Self is a bond, are you moving that or?
No, I'm sorry. It just should remain.
It's okay to put that on there?
Yes.
Forward.
Good catch.
I'm just signing that. Another one will have it. Phelps next. That's 2AC100101. Mr. Phelps is present out of custody today for posting bail. He is here with Mr. Grant, attorney of record, and this is an agreed motion to continue.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Stephen Grant, Department of Sign Counsel, on behalf of Mr. Phelps, present to my left, out of custody and in court. Your Honor, it's a very new case, and Mr. Phelps just was managed to get out of custody. Just need more time to investigate and negotiate this matter. So we're asking to set it over to December 19th for the speedy trial waiver for March 19th, 2023. Take the order that speedy trial waiver, I believe Mr. Phelps understood it and is agreeing to waive it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Phelps. Would you please state your full name for the record?
Jordan Phelps.
Mr. Phelps. Do you still reside at the address on Bridgeport Way in University of West Washington?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're here for a pretrial conference on the criminal charges of assault, fourth degree, and violation of protection order. Your attorney indicates that you'd like some additional time to prepare for a defense or negotiate a resolution on your behalf. He's asked that we set this for a new hearing. City prosecutor isn't opposed for the new hearing date. He just asked that you execute a speedy trial waiver. Mr. Grant, your attorney indicates that he reviewed your speedy trial rights with you and you were willing to extend those by signing a speedy trial waiver and setting a new commencement date. Does that sound familiar to what he discussed with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is the document in live stream folder, or do we have a hard copy document? All right, so by signing this document, you've agreed to set a new commencement date of December 19th. That's when the 90-day clock for speedy trial starts running again. So the city would have up to 90 days from that date to bring this matter to a resolution. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the waiver of speedy trial and approve the new hearing date of December 19th. The conditions of release imposed on October 27th will remain the same. So the bail that was posted is going to remain held, and the conditions that were imposed upon you remain the orders of this court while this matter is pending. Any questions about any of that?
No, sir.
I have my signature here. Okay, so we've got that.
Is that just your copy? That 19th of April, 2019, the minutes from the 4 and 5. You don't have questions? Speedy trial, March 19th, would you agree with that? Alright, so you make sure that phone's turned on, okay?
Okay.
And my sister and another card,
Can I grab one of these?
Good job there, yeah.
Okay, next matter is Timothy Herbert. This is 2AC100098. Mr. Herbert, present here out of custody with Mr. Grant, who's attorney of record. This is a pretrial, and Your Honor, it's an agreed set over also to December 19th, and the document should be there electronically for you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Stephen Gray, Department of Sign Counsel, on behalf of Mr. Herbert, is present to my left, out of custody here in court. That is all correct. Continuing to make some progress on this case. Mr. Herbert's come back before the court after he had a little bit of an FTA that we managed to get a re-summons on. And we're apologetic for that, but he's back in touch with me. He's back in front of the court. And we are making some progress. Just ask for a little more time trying to resolve this matter. So we targeted December 19th with a waiver through March 19th of 2023 to go over the waiver. Mr. Herbert, he understood that he's simply adjusting the time for trial. He's not giving up any of his other rights, and I believe he's okay with that. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Herbert. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Could you go ahead and state your full name for the record, please?
Yes, sir. It's going to be Timothy James Herbert.
All right. Mr. Herbert, do you still reside at the address on 51st Avenue, Port West in University Place?
Yes, sir. 5129.
All right, sir. We're here today for a pretrial conference on the criminal charge of assault 4-3. Your attorney indicates that he needs a little more time to continue assisting you with negotiations or preparing a defense for you. He's asked that we reset this for a new pretrial conference. Proposed new hearing date is December 19th. The city prosecutor doesn't oppose your request to reschedule this, just have asked that you execute a speedy trial waiver. Your attorney, Mr. Grant, indicates that he reviewed with you your speedy trial rights and advised you that by signing the document that's now before me, you are agreeing to waive your speedy trial rights. Do you reply and explain that to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just in summary, you have the right to be brought to trial within 90 days of your first appearance. You're setting what's called a new commencement date. That means that 90-day clock doesn't even start running again until you appear next December 19th. So that's the start of the 90-day clock. So the city would have until March of the following year to bring this to resolution. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Very well. I'll accept the waiver of speedy trial. I will sign this order resetting this matter for a pretrial conference on December 19th here in this courtroom. Speedy trial waiver included in this order. A reminder that the conditions imposed upon you at the time of your first appearance remain in place. And so whatever the conditions imposed so this is one of those that truncates into 2020. Sorry, we have new forms and some of them don't know the way they're supposed to be. Okay, so I've signed this stipulation order of continuing the hearing and waiver speedy trial, so that will be simply one minute.
If I may, I'd like to apologize for missing out court on the last court appearance, and I'm not sure to waste you guys' time, so I sincerely appreciate you. I'm sorry that I am going before you guys again, so
that's good. That's good. Good job.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Make sure you cover all the other court hearings.
yes, sir, I will be here.
All right. Okay, you're ready to go. There's your copy. All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you. I think that concludes the calendar, at least for DAC. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I checked that once a panel. Sometimes a panel withdraws. Are they still on it? Okay. Good. Okay, good. I took a look at that It's already dark. The clouds too, but
I know.
well, it's also 3:07. You know what I mean? It's technically 2:07. You need to call that one, right?